Welcome back, HS. I'm Corey Buelan.
And I'm Scory.
And this is The Res. This week's all about horror. Crazy clowns, faceless men.
The inevitable death waiting for all of us.
Okay. The horror genre was made in 1764. Funny, right?
No.
Buzzkill. Well, anyways, it was created by Horace Walpole. He was the first ever author to use supernatural elements and create a horror story.
My life is a horror story.
You're scaring me. Speaking of scary, hey Angie, didn't you ask this week's A-Walking question?
I sure did. This week I went around asking you what your favorite horror movie was. Here's what you had to say.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Up.
It. I hate clowns.
Evil Dead 2.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Jeepers Creepers.
Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that ending scene.
I would say I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum 2.
The Bye Bye Man.
High School Musical.
Danny Phantom, the movie.
Friday the 13th. But the series though, just don't get Jason Space. That one. Not really that good.
Wow, those are some great answers. My favorite horror movie is Babadook. Now back to you guys.
There's a lot of running in horror movies.
The only running I like is running from my problems.
You know who else likes running? Our Indian athletes. Hey Zach, how are Indian athletes doing?
Let's find out in this week's Res Sports.
He may be the greatest athlete of all time. There is mustard on the lettuce.
Last Friday, football had a game against Dallas Carter. Let's see some highlights of that.
Indians on a nice tackle for a loss. Number 30 getting in the backfield for a loss. Andrew Barajas breaking away for a first down. Cy gets a touchdown. Number 16 for Carter throwing up a pick for number 20. Bray Isclaw. Number 5, Andrew Barajas breaking away for yet another big game. Touchdown! Here's the defense again with yet another takeaway. Number 46 coming through the line to force a sack. The Indians punch it in at the goal line. Number 37, Isaac Oon on the pick for the Indians. Number 12, Josh Cyrus on the pitch to Colby Sampson, who breaks away for a 60-yard touchdown. Number 5, Andrew Barajas making it look easy for another Indian touchdown.
They won 35-6. Way to go, Indians. Volleyball also had a game this Tuesday against Ferris. Let's see some highlights of that. Our Lady Indians swept Ferris in straight sets. Since football has a bye week this week, come support volleyball this Friday instead. Now it's time for this week's Real Students with Spirit.
The Res presents Real Students with Spirits.
Real students with spirit.
Today we salute you who bleed purple and live gold.
Dripping purple pride through their pores.
Proclaiming to all, fear the spear. Go fight, win.
Go big, yeah.
Here are the faces from our Indian nation.
Look at those excited people.
Because we are Alvarado.
Indians forever.
And that's all for this week's Res Sports. Now back to you guys.
What are you reading?
CTVA.
Well, speaking of reading, it's time for this week's Wig.
Good afternoon, AHS. Before we talk about anything else going on in the library, Miss Gilbert and I wanted to say a special hello to
Miss Essis's class and Ariana.
So we know that you're watching and we hope you have a great day, Miss Essis's class. Let's move on to a few other things that are going on in the library. Congratulations on finishing your first CTVA. I heard there were some great results and we know now where we need to move in the next direction for our CTVA number 2 in December. So good job, AHS. Right now we have some spooky, scary books highlighted at the front of the library if you would like to come and look at those. Of course, if you don't like those, we can always find something else that you want to read. So lots of you have asked what we got with our grant money that I won at the pep rally the other day, and I wanted to show you 2 of the 3 things. Right now we have 2 stand-to-work desks in the library. What that means is this. At their full height here, but then you also can push them down with the handle on the side. We currently have 2 in the library for anybody to use, and then our 3rd product, which is a read and ride bicycle, will arrive next week. So we'll update you on that progress. Thanks, Abram, for helping put those desks together, and we look forward to seeing you use them in the library. Have a great day, AHS.
So what do you actually enjoy doing?
Watching people suffer.
I enjoy horror movies too. The first horror movie was made in 1896, and speaking of horror movies, it's time in which we highlight the horrific,
The grotesque.
the spooky,
And the horrendous.
It's time for this week's Shenanigans!
The tale of a man who merely wanted to pet his fish, but got more than he bargained for. Filled with romance, fright, and pumpkin. Coming to theaters near you, June 2035.
So how do you talk to people? I've been with you for 10 minutes and you've barely said a word.
I don't.
Well, maybe you'll learn something in this week's It.
Hiya, Georgie. What a nice pony. Do you want it back?
Yes, please.
You look like a nice boy. Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
I should get going now.
Without your boat? Here. Take it.
No, not that, Ed. I meant Indian interview time.
They were singing my mind. Indian interview time where we interview some Indians and have a good time. So sit back and watch this time. Indian interview time.
Boo! Welcome back, HS. I'm Mr. Franklin, and today I'm going to be interviewing Maddie. Cool. So, Maddie, I hear you work in a haunted house. What's that like?
It's always dark and it gets really hot in there, but you really gotta dodge everybody that likes to, throw hands at you. It's not fun.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it's kind of
For real.
scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, because some people, their reactions are just this, or kicking, or... It's not great when you're small, because I'm small,
Yeah.
because then they can just bulldoze you, and it's not fun, but you gotta sit in a chair for like 3 hours, get your
Yeah.
makeup done. It gets a little boring after a while.
Is there a lot of sitting there waiting for people to get to you in the haunted house?
Yes and no, it just depends. Maybe at the beginning, because
Because
when it
it's
just
not
opens.
late yet.
Yeah, we open at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which haunted house do you work at?
I work at Piggy's Bloodshed at Six Flags.
Piggy's Bloodshed?
Yeah.
That's a good name. What do you know about horror movies?
They're really scary.
Really scary.
Very scary.
Yeah. I kind of felt like The Grudge. I had, is that
You look
scary?
like a loofah.
Whatever. Do you even like scary movies?
Yeah, I like them. I enjoy them.
I
Most
don't
people
like
don't.
them. They make me scared. I like to compare them to spicy food. Because, like, some people like spicy food, but it's pain. Why would you do that? I don't want to feel scared, so I'm not going to watch a scary movie.
You just tell yourself.
I like spicy food, though, so it's... What's your favorite scary movie?
I kind of like the ABCs of death.
I don't know what that is.
It's scary.
It's kind of like ABCD because ABC death. Sorry, it's not supposed to be a comedy. What's a recent horror movie that you saw?
Slender Man. I hated Slender Man.
I don't know what that is.
It's a scary movie.
Does it have a slender man in it?
But yeah, you never heard about that? The tall, faceless
No.
man?
I don't know. Did it look like this guy?
No. Unfortunately, no. He's like really tall. He's in a nice suit. I guess he could be a businessman.
Oh.
But he takes children.
Well, that's it for this week's Indian Interview Time. Join us next time.
One of the most common horror plays is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It was put on in 1888 and has been put on ever since. It's about this doctor who drinks a serum and creates a split personality called Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde causes this doctor many problems.
My other personalities give me problems too.
Well, on the subject of theater, it's time for this week's Masterpiece Theater.
Masterpiece Theater presents Sharp's Scary Stories, where Abram Sharp shares his scary stories. Here's Abram.
Hello everybody, I'm Abram here, my last name is Sharp, is as in the title, Sharp's Spooky Story, and this fine morning I'm going to tell you about the time I was locked in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. So it was just your average Wednesday night, and I was going out with a couple of pals. Chuck E. Cheese's wasn't one around. We were in Fort Worth. They don't have Chuck E. Cheese out there. Don't know why. They just don't. We went to Freddy Fazbear's. We were like, wow, this will be a fun time. So we went over there. We was having a good time, and then we were having a good time in the arcade. We didn't realize they were about to close. Nobody told us anything. We were having a good old time. We went to the playground, having a good time. With the animatronics, pretty nice over there. The fox was one I was particularly intrigued with. But yes, we were having a good time. Closed down, the lights turned off. We were kind of spooked. We were like, well, what's happening? So then we just went into we were trying to figure out a way out. So we found the security room, and that's when we saw the cameras, and there was a voicemail on there for a security guard who just decided to not show up. So upon listening to the voicemail, we realized we were in for a world of hurt. So there was 3 of us and there was 4 of them, so it wasn't looking great. So our first plan of attack was to just keep all the doors closed and the lights on, but we realized that drains too much power, and our flashlight only had so much battery left. So we were locked in the control room with these animatronic boyos just roaming around trying to get us. 3 of us, 4 of them, and after we died a couple times, we realized that you needed to simultaneously check the cameras and also the doors. So with my best buddy, Markiplier, right by my side, we figured out how to get out. So step 1, what you gotta do is you gotta just make sure you're checking all the angles, and then if you hear footsteps, you gotta close the door real quick, just get closed. And then once they leave, you can open it back up, and then it's a waiting game after that. So me and my buddy Markiplier, we're getting it good, we're going, we're having a good time, and then we're almost done, and we're almost out. It's almost 7 o'clock, Freddy Fazbear is about to open up again, and then as it turns out, Markiplier is Freddy Fazbear. So this is when the story gets particularly interesting. It is 6:45, Freddy's is about to open, and I got the dude chasing me who's actually Freddy, aka Markiplier, aka my ex-best friend. And at this point, I just start running. I was just running for my life. And then I see Foxy, and he's coming. And then I see Bonnie, and she's coming. And then I see Chica, and she coming. And I'm just running from 4 animatronic boyos at once. These boys got robot legs, so they quick. But what they ain't got is a brain like mine. So you know what I did? I just stopped running. At this point, they all just ran into each other, and it caused a massive explosion, blew a hole in the wall, and I ran out there. That was my experience with Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and all in all, I would rate it a nice 7 out of 10. That's all for this week, AHS. I'll see y'all next year on Sharp's Spooky Stories.
This has been Sharp Scary Stories. We dem boys.
Time for our sponsor, Tribal Tees. For all your shirts, hoodies, senior pictures, and graphic design needs. See Tribal Tees. Come join the tribe. Now it's time for our other sponsor, Classic Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC of Cleburne.
Dad, I think she wants us to follow her.
Classic Zoe.
Classic Chevrolet Buick GMC of Cleburne. Relax and enjoy the difference. Zoe can show you the way.
Now it's time for our other sponsor, Alvarado Dairy Queen. Alvarado Dairy Queen, where Indians meet for treats and eats. Pass the gravy, $4.99 chicken strip basket. Treat yourself to a pumpkin pie or snickerdoodle cookie dough blizzard. Let's meet at DQ.
Let's not forget Newsies!
Fellas, for the sake of all the kids in every sweatshop, factory, and slaughterhouse in this town, I beg you, throw down your papers and join the strike.
Now it's time for this week's general announcements. Don't forget to buy your yearbook. They're $25 in front office.
And don't forget to get a parking sticker. $10 in the office. Go Indians.
That's all for this week, AHS. Keep that purple pride alive. And until next time, I'm Corey Bueller.
And I'm Scory.
And this is
The Rez.
Scary teacher. Yes, they're very scary.
I don't know, Sharknado.
Newsies.
Is this scary? Very scary?
I want to put him as a face character.
Welcome back to AHS. I'm Corey Bueller. Just say what I wrote.
Do you have your phone?
Phones, please.
I don't even know what to say.
Why do I say force? Hey, 3, 2.
Simultaneously.
Angie, didn't you ask us to say watching question?
No, you don't like spicy food, but you do like horror movies. I'm getting there. You're gonna have to cut it if you don't like it.
Thanks, you guys.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee too.
I don't even know what else happens in the game.
Bless you.
What?
Redo. I grabbed the wrong thing.